Are y'all starting to do the podcast again or what?
She's gonna be doing it. I think she's gonna be doing a co-host with Ale. So her co-host on there. So when they do it, they try to do it bilingual. And since they are touching the 7 dimensions of health, they're doing like a different topic every time. I know she has a doctor coming on. I forget what she said it was for.
Yeah, like the menstrual doctor.
I think that's what it is.
Really?
Yeah. So like a specialist is gonna come in and talk about it, especially kicking off the whole cycle syncing they're doing.
Do you think cycle syncing is fake? Be honest. You think it? No. You're on camera right now.
Not just because I'm on camera, but I don't know if it happens like with Kelly, but I can tell when her mood's different.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the month.
Dude, I can tell when Kelly's mood is different.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So apparently, so from my understanding, I'm no specialist, right?
Here, pull it a little bit closer. There
Yeah. So good.
I'm good now.
So like when she's talking about it, we have different seasons, just like the year. So a guy goes through his whole season in one day. Like in the morning, if you're a morning person, it's your spring. Then you go into your summer, your fall, your winter. By the nighttime, you're down. Well, a woman takes a whole month to do that. They're complicated.
Hey. So
it makes sense though, because like one week they're super productive, another week they're like a little more needy.
Yeah.
And then another week they're like full of energy, or their drives are different, and you just see them fluctuate.
That's wild. That's pretty cool that there is a diet catered to each phase of the cycle too.
Yeah, because I had no idea about it. I was like, no, you're supposed to eat the same thing all the time and it'll work.
Yeah. No.
It's like, yeah, just toughen it up. It'll be fine.
Sometimes Kelly will be like, should we get a little agitated a little bit?
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, she's like, I think it's that time. And I always tell her, is that just an excuse? Like, just so you can kind of be agitated with me?
Yeah.
Just like, it's that time.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like. But if like, I know when her time is coming, that like the week before or the days coming up to it, she's like more tired all the time. Like she just wants to nap, or she's just tired, or it's like, oh, like it's a drag to do a lot of stuff. And I'm like, I'm fine. Aren't you not? I work all the time. Why are you not fine?
Yeah, you don't even do anything. Just dogging our wives.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's pretty cool. So what was the reason for 7 dimensions?
So honestly, most of it stems from her. She wants to do a lot of things. She has a thing in her where she learns a lot, and because she finds something that works for her, or she struggled or something, like she finds that thing that she was like, I wish I had somebody for guidance or this and that. She's like, I want to be that person to people. So she's real big about like, when she did, she got a lot of publicity from being on TV, that she was like, I know there's little girls watching me, so everything I post, I want those little girls to benefit from, which is pretty cool,
that's
right?
Deep, dude.
Yeah, that's like, that just speaks to the character of who she is.
Yeah.
But that's what she does. Like she finds stuff, and then she'll find people who's like, so she was having like a lot of pain with this, or like this was hard for her, so she'll go out, do the research on her own, find it. She's like, well, I didn't really feel like there was good explanations, or I didn't feel like there was a lot of, I won't say mentorship, but a lot of like guidance in that one aspect. So she'll be like, let me be that guidance for people. Let me help people. I found this, it helps me a lot. Let me help other people. And then she really wants to push it towards her friends that are close to her. That way it's like, it's like a gratitude type thing is the way I look at it, like of abundance. Like I got it, so let me pay it forward. Let me push my blessings onto other people. And that's the way she really does it. So it's like, dealing with, everybody has trauma, childhood traumas and stuff like that. So it stemmed from that. I think it was trying to bring awareness to mental health and a lot of those things. And it just stemmed to all different aspects about being healthy.
Yeah. Such a dope name too.
Yeah. So she does all the creativity on that side. I have some creativity a little bit in me, but it's mainly all her.
So the plan is to take a certain amount of people in and coach them for a specific period of time, or like with nutrition plans, workout plans. Like, do y'all have that foundation laid out?
So mine is going to be, so we're both coming at it from different points, right? I come at it from, I'm somebody who has a lot of experience in the gym, understanding different things. I can help people who need that guidance. I'm not going to train you for a show, because that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be that deep into it or that responsible for somebody's show. And then I'm pretty busy, so I can't cater all that time to somebody that they need. But mine's more a guy who wants to get in shape, doesn't know what they're doing, needs some guidance, some help. That's what I'll be there for. She's more on the aspect of that cycle syncing, really working with women and helping them out with just guiding them through fitness and life.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Did y'all both start the company together?
From 7 Dimensions or BCN?
BCN.
BCN, yeah. So we were together. We both seen the different things in fitness of all these different proprietary blends, all these different formulas and stuff of, how do I say it without bashing anything? All these people putting spiked supplements and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Just quick money makers, fat burners. Oh, it works, this and that.
Like cheap ingredients too, right?
Yeah. So, and then I seen it because I worked in nutrition stores. I did a lot of research and stuff on it. I tried a lot of stuff. And I knew a lot of stuff worked, didn't work. She got to the point where more influencer side. So, like, Aspari reached out to her. She was pushing their product. She was like, well, I like them. Why don't I do my own thing? And that's where it stems from.
That's pretty dope. That's a big move for, like, I feel like there's so many supplement companies, and that had to be quite the undertaking in the beginning to make yourself stand out, for the marketing, developing a logo and all that stuff. But y'all did that on y'all's own, right?
Yeah. So it is, I feel like it's more of a saturated market now, but again, there's not very many people doing, I say there's more people doing it now, what we're doing as well, but it's still not this big thing that we're doing. Is we're doing no proprietary blends. What you read on the bottle is what you're getting. We're trying to do all natural. It's more of a wellness company than a supplement company, but it's transitioning a little bit more into just supplements. And it's, like I said, kind of saturated, but a lot of people you have these supplements and they just take it. They don't know what's in it. We want to be like, hey, this is what you're taking. Be healthy about it. Protect yourself, longevity, and stuff that actually works. It's not just like a money-making thing.
Yeah. Hey, 1 second. I'm going to turn on the AC.
Yeah.
It's hot as shit, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why we start a podcast when I'm going to leave this in here, too?
All right. I think because we got done working out.
Yeah. How's 75 hard going for you?
It's getting hard.
That's what she said. What's the hardest part?
Working nights. Yeah, how I was talking about earlier. So, you have that, we said mental fatigue, basically. So in the morning, I'm good. I'm a morning person, too. So actually, a hard part for me working nights is I woke up at 8:30 this morning after going to sleep at like close to 6. And I was like, no, that's not enough sleep. I'm going to be suffering later. Go back to sleep. And then I wake up again like 30 minutes later. And I'm like, that's still not enough. I force myself to sleep more in the mornings, even though the sun hits me and I want to be awake. So then by nighttime, it's already like a 20-hour day for me, like hitting 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'm just like, my willpower is kind of going down. And throughout the night, I'm sitting there, if I'm working the board, not doing much. So you just get like that natural American thing. Like, I want a snack because I'm bored. And then we have vending machines and people bring snacks and it's there. So you want to grab it. But I think that's the hardest part for me.
Especially working in the type of environment that we work in. Oh, yeah. It's always junk food.
Yeah. It's like they don't get excited about anything in life except food. That's what it feels like.
Does your company buy y'all food too?
At like once a week.
Right.
Yeah. Luckily, we can choose. We'll get to choose, so we can pick whatever we want. So I'm like, the company's paying. I'm always ordering steak and potatoes. Yeah. So
it's a struggle for me because my team sits in Midland. So when they come down, we'll have like team outings, and it's always alcohol. It's the appetizers, and then it's on the company dime. So everyone wants to go gets a little juicy loosey, Yeah. So that, like, I have one next week, and it's gonna be tough. But I don't want to. I'm not gonna like fold, but it's gonna be hard because you don't want to be that guy like, oh, I can't have this. Yeah. Everyone else is drinking, everyone else is eating shitty food, and you'd be that one person.
Yeah, it's that peer pressure. But I think if you just get like, say if it's doing drinks, like we went to we hadn't even started 75 hard yet, but we went to a birthday party and we both didn't want to drink, so I just get a cup, ice, water, and they're like, oh, what are you drinking? I'm like, oh, I got my drink right here. What do you want to drink? I still have my drink. They're like, what are you drinking? I'm like, water. They're like, why? I was like, I don't feel like drinking. And I think it's more common now to see people say no, especially, but you stick with those people like, nah, take a drink with me. And it's like, I really don't want to. I'm pretty good about saying no on some things. Like, I can get kind of like quick to be like, dude, I'm not doing that. Like, quit asking, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard not to be like a dick about it too.
I know.
So it's kind of like, no, I'm good. Nah, I'm good. It's like, hey, dude, I've already said no twice. Like,
So you don't really cave into peer pressure?
no, like, I don't think I do.
Dude.
Yes, Brianda, it might be a different story.
Yeah.
But I don't think I do. If I'm craving it, then that's different.
Yeah.
If I'm craving it and then you're like, hey, you want some cake? And I'm like, I do like cake. So, it might be like that. But
Dude, I cave. You can get me to do just about anything. If you just talk to me like, hey man, this is really good. You don't have to sell it to me. I just cave to it really well.
yeah.
So I'm that friend that just wants to. I kind of want. That's why I'm a hermit. I just want to stay home because when I go to places,
Okay.
I feel like I need to be the life of the party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just say, hey, what's going on, everybody? Like, I want everyone else to have a really good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think because I'm a big introvert.
mm,
So I think that's where my thing is kind of like, I don't feel the need to go and do what other people are doing.
yeah.
So then when it comes to peer pressure, I'm kind of like, yeah, not for me.
See, I'm an introvert too, but I do a podcast. But I'm the type of person that doesn't like going places. I will look for an excuse. Thank God I have kids because they come in handy a lot. But I don't like going places, and it's mostly like party places. Like I go hang out with friends and stuff, but I think I want to avoid alcohol as much as possible and the shitty food.
Yeah.
And I don't want to feel like crap the next day.
Yeah.
But I know if I go, then all bets are off.
See, okay, I'm the same way in that sense, but it's like, if I know I'm going to go somewhere, I'm like, I'm going all out. Like if I'm going and how when we went to the ranch, I was like, we knew we were going to be traveling. I could have done it. I had my food with me. I had some food with me.
Did you?
I had food in the fridge. I could have just thrown it easily in a lunchbox and just been like, hey, I'm going to be really good. But I said, you know what? Last day, we all decided we'll enjoy it together. So I was like, no holds barred. I told you real quick when we sat down.
I was going off of you and Brianna's cues because Kelly asked me, she was like, are we starting today? And I was like, I mean, it's Monday. I don't know. I think we're starting today. And I was like, but I don't know. I was like, we probably will start tomorrow.
That peer pressure.
Yeah. that was me already like letting myself already out of the deal already
Right.
before I started. And I was like, and then that food, when we walked into the kitchen, dude, Brianna's aunt, dude. Oh my God.
Oh, they're awesome, man. And they always, anytime we go, we'll be like, hey, we're going to show up. They're like, oh, let's do a shrimp boil. Let's make some food. I'm surprised they're not like, let's kill a cow right now. And
I know.
like,
please, let's go kill one.
yeah, that's that like Southern hospitality, that Hispanic Southern hospitality type thing. Like, they just treat everybody like family. They're awesome people.
They're great. The food was amazing. And, that burger place that dude, I had to stop halfway home.
Yeah.
And like do some business, man. It got rough. I almost didn't make it into the restroom.
Oh, wow.
That's how serious it was, dude.
That's pretty bad.
Did it mess your stomach up or no?
Yeah, I got gassy, but we had Brianda's friend in the car. So Brianda was saved until we dropped her off. And then since we were like, hey, this is the last day, we like Cold Stone, the ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all try it, do Founder's favorite. It's really, really good. It's dangerous, but it's really, really good.
That messes with my stomach, though.
Well, yeah, I'm lactose. So I knew it was going to mess up my stomach. And I was already like, my stomach was not happy with me from the food.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to top it off. Like, I'm just going to finish it off. But yeah, if it wasn't for her friend riding with us that we took over there, I would have been gassing the truck up.
Have you tried raw milk before?
When I was younger in Mexico.
Like not pasteurized?
But I don't feel like I had a problem with lactose until I got older.
Yeah, same.
I don't know if that's a thing you develop or as a kid, I just didn't care.
That dairy farmer said in our generation that the inputs in dairy started getting more prevalent as the years progressed. So like in the early 90s, kind of when we were born, that's when they started synthetically adding all those hormones and vitamins into the dairy. So now people think they're lactose intolerant and they're really not.
Yeah.
So he gave me some raw dairy to try. And normally when I eat raw dairy, or normally when I drink anything with milk, bowl cereal or ice cream, it's pretty bad. Within 30 minutes, I'm in the restroom. I drank 6 to 8 ounces of raw milk and it didn't affect me.
Nice.
And I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
But it never came.
You're just sitting on the pot drinking the milk ready.
Yeah, I was waiting. Dude, because Kelly's like, you're going to drink that? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
But it didn't affect me. So I think there's something to it, like raw milk. People drink goat's milk.
Yeah.
That's probably a thing too.
Well, like I said, when I was younger, we'd go to Mexico, and I didn't have that, hey, let's go in Mexico vacation. It was, hey, you're here, you're getting to work. More hands to work. We would milk the cows. We'd carry the raw milk. We'd carry it down to the gas.
Oh, you were actually milking the cows?
Yeah, I was like 8 years old having to carry. Dude, it'd be like the 5-gallon buckets.
Yeah.
They were metal ones. I'd have to carry them. It could have been a block, but as a kid, it was,
a mile,
yeah, it was a mile through the desert type thing that I had to go give them to the convenience store, and they would fill it up their own things, and I'd have to carry the buckets back empty to my grandpa's.
Dude, that's why you're so big, dude.
Dude.
The milk. Carrying the milk, dude.
Well,
dude, that's what got you big.
It was just that was like tip of the iceberg type thing. Like, they were like, hey, we're going to have corn tonight, but you're going to go pick it. I'm like, what? Like, I thought I was on vacation, and y'all are just getting free labor. Pretty sure there's laws about that. But yeah, so, I mean, since then, I don't know if I've had actual, like, raw milk since being a little kid in Mexico, but yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah. But like, I'm not a person like everybody's like, oh, I don't want steroids in my chicken. I'm like, dude, throw in all the steroids you want. If I'm gonna consume some steroids, it's gonna be through there. Not really, but I joke about that.
Do you try to get like grass fed and organic, all that stuff?
I am cheap.
Really?
Yeah, Brianda's like, oh, let's get the organic. I'm like, that's like $4 more. I'm like, if they're gonna do some steroids are expensive. So let's just do it.
I'll take some steroids too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do them, but
maybe. I don't know. Yeah. That's yet to be determined. I try to eat organic as much as possible, and then I'm starting to learn slowly that organic is just bull crap.
Yeah.
It's kind of green. Have you heard of this term, greenwashing?
Nah.
I'm going to butcher the hell out of this, but it's like companies will maybe buy, like Whole Foods is an example, they'll buy grass-fed, grass-finished beef from people who actually do it.
Yeah.
But only a small portion of it. And then the majority of their meat, though, is not grass-fed, grass-finished, but they'll advertise it as such. So they'll say that the majority of their meats are are grass-fed, grass-finished, pasture-raised, chickens, blah, blah, blah. But they're not being transparent. So there's this new term, greenwashing, that a lot of people are using.
Yeah.
So we're probably not getting, the food we think we are.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like, oh, it's like the same thing, organic. Like, it is stimulates from, I'm cheap about, like, if you're going to give me a pound of meat for $10 versus $6, it's like, hey, well, I'm going to get 2 pounds for your $10. Yeah. But I also did hear, so when people say all natural in the food industry, there's no real specification of what natural is. Yeah. So almost anybody can claim all natural. Like, we claim all natural with our supplements, but we are lab tested. They grab our product, it's broken down in a lab, and you'll get the results of everything that's in there. And we have a doctor who helps formulate everything. So all of our stuff's legit, like, through that process. But a lot of people can just say, oh, it's an all natural eggs, all natural beef, like you're saying, right. And there's no all natural specification, so anybody can claim it.
That's wild. That's what in the skincare industry too. That's why we started doing the skincare stuff. Is because everyone's saying it's all natural, and then you actually look at the ingredients. Some of the ingredients too, like soap. Yeah, there's like an all natural lye mixed soap to make soap, and there's got a bunch of shit in it that is not natural. It's chemically made, chemically enhanced, synthetically enhanced. Yeah, that's pretty wild. But unless you and then even there's as long as they're under a certain percentage, companies don't have to. Oh, okay. To list that.
Kind of like a movie. They don't have to be like 5% of it has to be real. Like, was it based on a true story? Like 5% of the story has to be true. The rest can be all made up.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Yeah. So what are some of the products that y'all are looking to do for BCN?
So right now we have our all natural pre-workout. It is all natural. We use green tea for our caffeine. We use beetroot in there, which, I mean, if you don't know the benefits of it, I break it down to very easily. It helps not get that jittery feeling. So it takes some of the work off of your organs, and it helps with the blood flow. So you're going to get a good pump, and you're going to get all those nutrients you need to your body. There's different things in there, not to bore people with it, but it's a good, solid product. Check us out. Our collagen, something that's, I think, slept on. collagen is looked at as, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, lip fillers, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what you hear. You're
Well,
like, oh,
hair. I thought of hair and nails kind of thing.
see, I didn't even know that.
Oh.
I was just a gym bro. I was just gym bro, and I knew supplements, but I didn't know collagen because that's more of a health thing. And Brianda, being Brianda, knew what collagen was, and she's the one who got me into it. And then we started looking into it, and we're like, oh, okay, well, let's do that. It's good for skin elasticity. It's good for joint health. It's good for skin and nails. And me being somebody who's torn my shoulder, torn my chest, I should have been taking it a long time ago. But we have that. We added biotin in it for more skin and hair, nails. Vitamin C to help absorb everything, and then you have hyaluronic acid again for skin. So it's formulated to be something that's good for skin elasticity, something good for all joint health, whether it's ligament, tendons, overall joint health, and then our immune booster. Just because there's a lot of, we'll say, like immune products that aren't natural, or they're not pushing like holistic health.
Right.
It's, again, you're getting all these fillers and stuff like that. We wanted something that's actually going to be good for you. It's not a multivitamin, but it helps with your multivitamin. So you can use it as a multivitamin, or you can just use it by itself, add it with a different multivitamin, and you're going to get great benefits off of it. It's going to fight antioxidants. So those are the three we have projected. We're looking at 2 different ones, creatine and an EAA. So possibly this year.
Dude,
Yeah.
I need some creatine, bro.
Yeah, that's something we're working on. We're in the works on a couple of different things.
What's people's favorite product that y'all got?
Bestseller is collagen.
Really?
Yeah, because once you learn about it, once you start taking it, if you take it for it takes about 2 weeks for stuff to work in the body and get broken down. Once you start getting benefits from it and you stop hurting on your elbow because you get that little sharp tendonitis pain, it goes away. Everybody knows what it is, right? It feels like a knife stabbing you. Once that goes away and you can do range of motion properly, you're like, holy crap, why did I wait so long?
However the hell y'all formulated it, it works. Normally, companies will say it, blends well with coffee, water, and all that stuff, but it really doesn't. It's kind of chunky.
Yeah.
This stuff actually blends well. Like, you don't see it, doesn't have any weird aftertaste or anything like that, and it's not chunky. It actually blends really well. Did y'all have a lot of trial and error with that?
So, fortunately enough, our lab is really good, the one we work with. So we did get a couple different samples in, and we were like, oh, we don't like the way this has like a really heavy taste to it. It feels like it's changing the taste of stuff. We wanted something you could put with something, and it's not really going to change it. You can't put something that has absolutely no flavor.
All right.
But that we did try that. We wanted it to blend super smoothly, so that's why it's a hydrolyzed base like that, and that's what helps it blend so smooth. But yeah, it was a little bit of trial and error. They were pretty good about, we only had to go back and forth a couple of times, but it wasn't like this super long, extensive thing.
Did y'all start making it in-house before y'all went to a lab?
No. So we knew what we wanted. I knew the supplements part of it. She knew what she wanted in it, and we knew that how we wanted to do everything. But to get raw materials in that, and then be involved with somebody's gonna be consuming it, and again, we're trying to help people, and we wanted it to be 100% natural, 100% safe for everybody. We knew we had to go with a lab that specializes in that right off the bat.
So how does that work? You just call them, you have a meeting with them, like to start making with?
I had some different contacts from being in the supplement industry and working with them that they helped me. They guided me towards the right people, and from there, set up contacts, couple calls, couple Zoom calls, worked things out, decided, hey, this feels like a good fit for us. We worked with them for the initial launch of it, and then we actually switched labs, because their turnover rate, return time, was retarded long. Not to hate on them. I'm sure they were dealing with a lot of other people, but we were the smaller ones, and we got treated like a smaller company.
Dang.
Yeah, so then we did another one, and we did a lot of research on them. We felt good about it. Response time was real quick, and then went to reorder the second time. They're like, yeah, we'll get the collagen in. Turns out they couldn't formulate it. So we're like, well, why'd you tell me in the beginning 4 months ago, instead of me running out of stock, and now my cells are being hit? Then again, more research, because you want to trust these people, right? You want to do all your research on them, so it is pretty extensive. And we found another one. Luckily, we were able to find another one. These people have been awesome.
So what y'all do in that time when y'all were getting orders in?
We were just trying to find somebody.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, we took a hit. And it was something like, hey, we gave a lot of people who were trying to order, we comped them with 15% off. We're like, hey, I can't just throw you whatever because I don't have it.
Right.
But once we do get it in stock, we have your name down, we have your contact information. Here's 15% off for your next order.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's stressful, dude. That's stressing me out thinking about it.
It was a big thing too, because it was right after COVID, so a lot of people, you couldn't do people meetings.
Oh, and y'all started this right before. Was it during?
Yeah.
No way,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, because we had you on. We had Brianda on.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of COVID.
Yeah, I think by that time we were about almost a year in.
Oh God.
Yeah.
See, I thought y'all had been doing it a little longer.
No, it was at the spike of COVID. Brianna's schedule cleared up a lot. She was in a position to where she could allocate a lot of time towards it. I was in a position to where I could help. I was actually working turnaround, so I've always worked turnarounds. I'm always busy. Right. So I was like, hey, like if this is something we want to do, let's fully go into it. She was 100% into it. She is 100% the reason that company exists, the reason it runs, like everything for it.
Yeah.
I have cool ideas every now and then. Yeah, but her having that time and being able to us do it make sense with the time financially and everything right there, that kicked it off. And then that's one of the things we did struggle with, I think, and that's part of their response time. You know, everybody was waiting on stuff. Prices went up. So it was a hectic moment to start a company.
Yeah.
You can't do in-person meetings. Resources are limited. No the in-person things. And then return time was long because of, I think that whole trucking thing was going on too, right afterwards.
Oh yeah.
So shipping just to get the product in-house was expensive. So it was a lot of different things.
So y'all get everything shipped directly to y'all, and y'all are in some stores now too, right?
Yeah, we're in a couple
wholesale?
different. Yeah, we're in a couple different stores. Right now we have one in El Paso, we have one in the Valley, we have one in Mexico. We're in Nutrition Depot in Pearland. We have that one. We have another one that I'm in the works in Pearland as well. Two other ones that I'm in the works in that I don't know how much I could say about them, but we're just working on it.
Yeah.
So we might be coming somewhere near you, hopefully.
That's pretty quick within a couple of years being in all those locations.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like some people are very open to it, and some people are like, no, I don't know who you are, I don't know this.
What do you think? What do you think turns them off about it, or why do you think they're reserved about it?
So I worked in a supplement store before, and I've seen when people get good deals, and an owner will be like, hey, I need to fill the store. So it's a good deal. Let's fill up the shelves. And it sits there for 6 months, a year. So you're out, we'll say they spent $400 or $500. So you have $500 sitting on the shelf that you're never going to make the money back off of. So you have to take a hit off of it and sell it for less or at price. And then, or you put it on a discount 50% off and you take the hit just to open up shelf space.
Damn.
So that's when people are more reserved. And it's the time of, people don't think about it, but throughout the year, it fluctuates. The sales fluctuate. Black Friday is a big sale.
Yeah.
But then Christmas isn't because everybody's dealing with Christmas stuff. Beginning of the year is big, then it kind of slows down, then summer spikes back up. So it goes up and down inside supplement stores. Online's a little more consistent.
Yeah. That's tough, dude. What do y'all generate more sales online than like wholesale stuff?
Yeah, for sure.
We're starting to get into wholesale and maybe talk offline, or we can talk here, but we're trying to figure out our prices for wholesale. Yeah.
So that's one thing. You gotta, for us, since we have it shipped to us, we have to factor in shipping. But we ship everything out. We cover shipping on everything we do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we do free shipping for everybody and everything. So that's another thing that goes into our wholesale. The bigger the order, the more it costs, right?
Right.
We do that. How much the product is, the container, labeling, all the different stuff, everything we have to pay for has to be factored in and make sure that we still make money and that the other person can make money too, right? And we want to give the best deal we can, but at the same time, we're a small company, so I can't compete with this huge company that's been in it for 20 years.
Right.
When we have our niche, but price point is not going to be the same as theirs.
Right.
So it's one of those things that you kind of have to take the trajectory of the company, take that into account. Take into account if it's going to be your first time with them. A lot of different things that we could talk about later too.
But the ultimate goal is to make this the number one thing that y'all are doing as a couple, as a family.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I do want to get away from my quote unquote 9 to 5. But at the same time, it's like I have so much benefits with my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So if we get to have kids, they're covered through insurance, and it's a good insurance, and the company matches retirement. A lot of different benefits that they come with. If I can find a way to split everything evenly, my time between the two, which is very hard, and then still be present, husband, present if we get kids, to be a father and to still do stuff. So I think that's one of those things I'll cross that bridge when it gets there. Yeah. But as of now, the plan is I'm not leaving my 9 to 5. It's whether I sleep a little bit less, I drink a little bit more caffeine.
You got some pre-workout, dude.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, I've been pretty open to, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen, whether that's, couple sleepless nights or whatever we have to do. But I'm pretty set on that, to where if those benefits are there, I'm going to take advantage of them, keep them there for the family, but still push this company as much as I can.
Do you feel a little pressure, since it's a supplement company, to be in shape all the time and eat right all the time and all that crap?
Yeah. So right now, I did this thing to where I was copping out, I'll say, because we did the wedding. We were super busy with that. Super busy with, I had school, I had work, I had all these different things, right? All these reasons or excuses, to where I developed stress eating. So right now I'm heavier than I normally sit. But is stress eating a real thing, or is it me just being weak? It's like, oh, I didn't discipline myself to get my food ready, so I have to go buy a burger. Well, did I have to buy a burger, or could I went and bought some, rotisserie chicken?
Right.
Oh, but I get that instant gratification from a burger.
Burger's cheaper.
Well, depends. If you get a whole meal, burger, fries, and a drink. If you get a burger, you might as well get the fries. You get the fries, you might as well get the drink. So you see what I mean? It was one of those things to where I was making the excuses for myself, and I was like, oh, life gains versus gym gains right now. But it's like, dude, I was still in the gym every single day. I was just being, at the end of the day, a fat ass. Right. So, yeah, I do feel some pressure, but I love fitness. I love working out. It's what I'm probably most passionate about. It's one of those things to where, and I've said it to bosses before, like, hey, I'll quit this before I quit the gym. Damn. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, dude, there's jobs everywhere. I was like, fitness is just a thing for me. Yeah. That's what I do.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I'm ready to quit Dow, right now. Even not making consistent sales with Signature, dude, I'll leave real quick. I don't know how we pay for stuff, but I'm ready to leave, dude.
Kelly's like, what? You're going to do what?
All right. She's working. I don't need a job, right? I just podcast all the time.
You're gonna she's gonna be your sugar mama?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the goal, dude.
Or you just start selling feet pics like everybody else.
Dude, why don't we get into that?
That's a road I do not want to cross.
Really?
Yeah.
Just for feet?
Not even. I feel like that's a gateway.
To open up more?
Yeah.
Like maybe the ankles?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, that's one of those things.
What if you make a rule, don't go above the knee?
What if there's a reflection or something and I get put out there and you know what I mean?
I mean, if you have a reflection and it gets put out there and it's below the knee, you should be making a lot of money, bro. Dude, you should be making a lot of money, man.
Yeah, I don't know. We're super conservative about things. We're super old school. So to that, I'm just like, where are your morals at? Man,
it's feet, though.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a gateway thing. Dude, I've never smoked.
You never smoked?
Never smoked.
Never smoked weed or anything?
Nope.
Really?
Never in my life. I've hung out with plenty of people who they'll be smoking right next to me. If that's what you want to do, that's for you. That's for you. It's just not for me.
I never have either, but I want to try.
I've never even had the want to.
Really?
Yeah.
I listen to so many podcasters talking about the benefits of it, that it calms you down. I'm a high strung person. Mm-hmm. I can't just sit still and watch TV. I can if it's 9 o'clock at night, but I can't just sit still. And my mind's constantly going, and I'm always thinking that if I'm not doing something, someone else is doing it, and I'm losing out. So I want to.
That's one of the characteristics of the people who don't want to be the best at people will never be rich, according to a video I watched.
Yeah.
So you're on the path to being rich just by being restless. But
what's the definition of rich, though?
I'll say wealthy. Rich, I feel like, is you have the freedom. To me, that's what it is. You have freedom to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Maybe 5 years ago it was about the money, but now it's like, to me, it's about more than money. It's about setting up my family in a way where we don't have to depend on people.
Right.
And I know that takes money, but that's not the reason for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, money's there, obviously, to do all that, but I don't want it to be, to get to that point because I want the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's what everybody goes through too. It's like, man, you start off, whether you were fortunate enough to have a good household income, what you grew up in, or you started at the other end of the spectrum. We go to school, we lead these jobs because of the money.
Yeah.
And then we start realizing, hey, once you have financial freedom, that's what real wealth is. When you can do stuff, it's like, hey, I want to do this, or let's do this, or let's take a trip to do this. And that's why we do the things we do.
Absolutely.
So
as you and Brianda's fault, when, like, me wanting to be like an entrepreneur, having people like y'all on the podcast kind of sparked the fire in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like talking to y'all or talking to Brianda, and she was like, I'm doing this, got my compliment, I'm doing this, creating something that people are enjoying.
Yeah.
And, having other people on, other business owners, and hearing them talk about the moment where they were sitting at their job and they were sitting at the desk looking at their computer and they're like, I can't take this crap anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That, hearing that over and over again because Mike and I were doing podcasts every week. So sometimes we would do it I think that day that we did the podcast with Brianda, we did 4 podcasts that day.
Oh, wow.
So we had an hour break from each podcast, and then hearing that similar story over and over again, I was like, man, what am I doing working at my job right now?
Yeah. Well, see, I was on the 9 to 5 thing. Like, I'm gonna get a good job, I'm gonna make good money, and that's the way I'm gonna do it. She was like, I'm making money for other people, and I could be making money for myself.
Yes.
She's had that mindset, and she instilled it in me. And I mean, they always say, like, behind a great man's a great woman type thing. Yeah. I think that's 100% true, at least in our case. So she's the one who really strived for it and pushed me. And I was just like, if this is what you want to do, and I understand it, I see why you're wanting to do this, it makes sense to me, let's do it. Like, 100% in.
Who does most of the work?
Honestly, her.
She does most of the work?
Yeah, she does all the back end stuff. She's on the computer all the time. I'm not the pretty face of the company, but I'm the one who I'll help out with as much as I can. I have stuff that's allocated towards me and I'm in charge of, but she does a lot of it. I get those creative little moments.
Right.
But she's the one who's like, hey, I seen that we could do this, or this is coming out, this and that. She's on top of stuff, dude. I'm truly like an old man. So like, I'm playing catch up with a lot of things. And then she'll be like, yeah, just do this. Or I'll be like, hey, I wanted to do this, I don't know how to do it. She's like, here, let me see your phone. And she'll do it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. That's that's like with me with my daughters on the phone. Like, little transitions and stuff. They're good at that stuff.
Yeah. I didn't know when we first started recording for YouTube, it's sideways on the phone. For Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you recorded for YouTube. I'm like, this is an Instagram video. What do you mean I recorded for YouTube? And she's like, no, you got to change the phone. I was like, well, my camera just says record. It doesn't say Instagram, YouTube. And I didn't know it was a difference.
That's such a pain in the ass that we have to think that way, though.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I guess we don't have to, but it only would benefit us if we do.
Yeah. I mean, or I could buy a camera, right?
Yeah.
And just record. But
I don't think you have to, though. I'm filming my angle with the phone.
Yeah.
And it's on YouTube.
And I'm cheap. So remember,
yeah, dude, when I bought my camera, that was a big expenditure. That was a big step.
I think we might, honestly. I play saying I'm cheap, but like when it comes to the company and it makes sense those are investments.
Yeah. They come in handy, man. I would probably, that's a Nikon, but I'd probably get a Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to do it over again. The only reason I got Nikon because Kelly shoots her photos with Nikon, and I'm cheap. So I didn't buy a lens when I first bought the camera. I bought the camera and an adapter so I can attach her old lenses. She has like like the best Nikon for photos. That's like
Okay.
like even photographers today will use that camera to take photos. It's like top line.
Nice.
But the old lenses don't attach to the new cameras. So I had to buy an adapter. So
Okay.
so that was for the first year I was using an adapter with Kelly's lenses, and sometimes she would have shoots on podcast days.
Yeah.
So I'd have to take like a different lens. I was like, don't take this one. I need this one. So but,
you'd be all wide lens or super close, right? And the camera's in the other room over there.
I know, random lenses, dude. Definitely get a Sony, especially when I'm filming with or I'm watching Jordan and John film. They're Sony guys.
Oh, okay.
And it just looks pretty. I don't know. I think the Nikon looks like too, but there has to be a reason everyone in the industry is using Sony.
I don't know enough about cameras
I don't know why,
to input on it. I just say the pictures that she took were really good, and the videos I've seen from John are really good. So they're doing something right.
Yeah. So Brianda's more of the creative one.
She's the one who wants to, like, company wise and entrepreneurship wise. She's the one who's really about it. I am too. Like I'm 100% in, like I said, but she's the one who lit that in me, who made me want to start it. I've always had this thing about I wanted to do a franchise of a certain company, which I won't say because I'm not gonna have somebody steal my idea. But there's a franchise of a certain company that I've always wanted to do, like for the last 10 years. I just haven't been in position to do it because they want a ridiculous amount of capital up front to be able to franchise.
Right.
So it's just like I'm gonna do it one day, and I think it'll be a great return.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say what it is. We could talk about it later.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things to where that's what I wanted to do, and I was like, oh, that would be my passive income. She's like, no, we could do this, 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 and this, and I'm like, sure,
yeah,
let's do it. I mean, at first I'm kind of like, can we? And then she like explained stuff to me. I'm like, let's do it. Like I said, I'll go without sleeping a couple of days if we have to. Like,
we need to get into Airbnbs.
Yeah, I'm down.
Like tomorrow, probably.
Let's do it.
That's the goal, I think. For me, I want to try to do an Airbnb or like small scale real estate.
Yeah, I think real estate's a thing that's very like everybody's like, oh, let's do real estate, but it's like, and I think it is a great investment type thing, but I think on that it's understanding real estate a little bit,
yeah,
and making sure it makes sense,
buying in the right locations.
Yeah, not to be scared of it, but just to be smart with it. But I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying like that's a thing that I feel everybody's like, not saying because you brought it up, but a lot of people are like, oh, real estate, that's gonna be my passive income.
Yeah,
I have a house I rent out.
Right.
It's not always passive income.
All right.
Sometimes it's a headache.
Right.
So that's because I am there. It's like I know that it's not always super easy. And I talk to other people who rent out a house, and they're like, dude, I want to sell the freaking house. And I think there's another way to go about it, which again we could talk about it later.
Yeah.
But I think it's something, if you do it right, it's a great thing.
Yeah, I think renting is. I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's the move. My dad has he did. I think he sold some now, but he had like 3 or 4 houses that he's renting, and it was a night. It also depends where you're doing it too.
Yeah.
The location, the people who are renting.
That's a big one.
But that often depends on where you're at. But watching my dad go through that shit, I was like, ugh, I don't want to do that. But
yeah.
Airbnb, where it's like temporary, they come in, you charge them a fee, cleaning fee, and all that stuff to rent out, and a destination spot.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that'd be the move. And then like we'd have a spot to go to every now and then.
Yeah. That I think that's a cool thing. I think that's a really cool thing if you can get it up, set up, promote it, advertise it, and I mean there's different companies that do it for you.
Yeah.
And they kind of take care of the headache type stuff for you. You just, hey, I have a place, do it for me.
Right. Take the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, man, we'll probably do a couple more of these and do check-ins on 75. So we're day 4 in?
Yeah, day 4. And
what book are you reading?
So we're doing our marriage counseling book.
Okay.
Our pre-marriage counseling. We finished the pre-marriage counseling. We did 2 different ones, which they were actually very beneficial. We really enjoyed them. But we got a book, and I fall asleep reading at night, so it's taking a little bit longer. But it's I got to look at the title of it again. But it's a premarital counseling through our church.
Okay.
It's a really good one. And then when we do that one together, maybe Brianda, but when I'm at work, I'm reading operating procedures. So that's my 10 pages.
Dude, that matters. Yeah, that counts.
Yeah. So I think that one's a little bit, operating procedures might be harder to read than a
Dude.
book a lot of times, because it's so much fluff in
Yeah.
there that you're cycling through. You're like, I don't care. Oh, okay, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. And it's like nonstop. You read it like 10 different times and you find different information every time.
I know.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing at work right now, because I have another qualification coming up.
Oh, dang, dude. When those qualifications, you have to sit in a room with people and draw out the system and all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's a little panel. It's not too bad. What I did my internship was a little bit more like stressful.
Yeah.
You walk in and they would just tell you, okay, we're going to test you over this. And you're like, what? I didn't know we were testing over that, but you had to know everything. So you had to be ready. They're like, okay, draw this from here to here and explain me, walk all the way through it. And you're just like, oh, they're just watching you draw and you hear behind you, or you're like, am I drawing wrong? What did I do? What am I not doing?
Dang.
It's one of those things you care about, right? Because I went to school for it, I worked for it, I applied, went through interviews and everything. So you want to do good.
Right.
And I'm pretty competitive, so I want to like have the best scores.
Right.
So I put a lot of pressure on myself. Even though I know it, just want to excel.
Right.
So yeah, it's one of those panel things you sit through.
Yeah. 10 pages of that matters. That counts for sure.
Yeah.
Those are awful documents to read.
The way they word it, it's like lawyers wrote this 100% for sure is what it feels like.
Do they say that these procedures have been written in blood?
Nah, not our operating procedures.
No?
Our safety standards, yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what you always hear is like, oh, the safety standards, they're written in blood. This came out because this person got hurt doing this and that. And that's another whole topic, but it's one of those, it's like stuff's not black and white when it comes to the industry.
Yeah.
It's, if this is happening, well, I can't just do this because of this. There's a lot of factors that come in. It's not black and white. But from the other side of it, from the company standpoint, they have to put it in black and white. So it's a whole.
Yeah, they got to cover their end.
Yeah. It's one of those things to where I could argue back and forth both sides all day.
Yeah. Well, we're probably about an hour in. We'll check in maybe, a month away? I guess, what is 3 months? Last 3 months? At last, a little over 3 months?
Yeah. So what, day 35 or so? We'll check in. Halfway point.
We should be ripped, dude. We'll do the next one with our shirts off.
And if we're not in shape, I'm gonna get one of them shirts that has like the built-in abs and everything. Yeah.
All right, man. It was fun.
Yes, sir.
All right. Peace out.
All right.
Later.